Well, hello everyone and welcome to Up North Live Unscripted. I'm Allie Baxter. Let's go ahead and bring in meteorologist Joe Charlevoix. And Joe, we've been talking a lot about some of this sunshine, this beautiful weather we've been having throughout October, but now's when we're going to start taking a little bit of a turn, getting some of that much needed rain.
Yeah, eventually things are going to flip here, right, at some point, and I think we're seeing that coming in. It's nice now. We still have a lot of sunshine out there, but later tonight, Allie, and we're talking like, 6 hours from now, we're going to start seeing some rain coming in. And that'll carry over into our Friday. We'll dodge some rain at times over the weekend, and then even into next week at times. So to your point, what you just said, we're getting some of that rain, but we do need some. A little later, I'm going to show you the updated drought monitor. It was updated today to take a look at that, who needs the rain the most, and we'll take a look at how much a little later in the show.
All right, thank you, Joe, for that preview. We're going to move on to our top story now. The city of Charlevoix is in the process of putting Stop the Bleed kits in places like beaches and its golf course. The plan is to empower bystanders to take action in an emergency when every second counts. Up North Live's Mary Jane Glenn was able to open one of those kits so you can have a better understanding of this life-saving resource.
In the event of an injury or an accident, sometimes the public is the first responders and can help provide care to people with life-saving bleeding going on.
Munson Healthcare Charlevoix Hospital received a System of Care grant from the state of Michigan. $10,000 from this grant is going towards purchasing these kits made by North American Rescue.
The police department chose 8 locations throughout the city of Charlevoix to place the Stop the Bleed kits. The locations are high traffic areas where there's more likely to be an incident, where there's a lot more people.
The kits will be located next to the automatic external defibrillators because every second counts.
If people have the ability to put the bleeding control kits with the AEDs so that people have one place to go to when they're having a medical emergency.
But when a person calls 911, it seems like a very long time before the first responders show up. These kits are designed for the use between the time of calling 911 and the first responder getting there and having the next level of care by the ambulance service and the police.
Sergeant Umulis says this isn't just a Band-Aid kit. It can save lives.
So the Stop the Bleed kits are used for events where there's a lot of blood, where somebody's bleeding from an injury, whether it's an accidental injury or if there's an intentional act against someone, whether it's a shooting, a stabbing, or any type of accident where there could be a laceration to somebody. And this kit is to stop that bleed.
O'Malley is demonstrating how to use a tourniquet taken right from the kit.
Each kit contains trauma shears, gauze, tourniquets, so that people can provide some of those basic bleeding, life-saving techniques such as applying pressure, packing wounds, placing tourniquets to get that bleeding to stop while you're waiting for medical professionals.
There are directions included. However, if you want to be prepared for something that cannot be planned, you have options.
People can get the online training for free at stopthebleed.org, and then they can reach out to their local hospital, EMS, or police station in order to get the hands-on training. We can help them coordinate that. We have training kits throughout northern Michigan that we can come out and do the hands-on portion with you.
In Charlevoix County, Mary Jane Glenn, Up North Live News.
And if you're looking for some of those free trainings, we do have a link to that on our website at upnorthlive.com. Well, looking ahead now, the Up North Live Blood Drive is happening next week, and we're hoping to help boost the blood supply before the busy holiday season with some help from viewers like you. The Versity Blood Bus will be at our studios in Leelanau County next Tuesday, October 21st, so mark your calendar. You can schedule your donation from 11 a.m. until 6 p.m. Each pint of blood collected has the potential to save up to 3 lives. And with that, we are welcoming in our guest today. This is Dawn from Versity. She is the Director of Donor Services. Dawn, thank you for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me.
So, Dawn, I'm going to jump right into some questions here. And I know giving blood can be intimidating for a lot of people, but who can donate blood in the first place?
You know what? Most people can. All you have to be is 16 with parental consent, 17 without, and there's no upper age limit.
And everyone has a different blood type, but what most are needed? Are there, universal donors?
Yeah, you know what? The universal donor, the universal blood type is O positive, O negative. Definitely O negative, but right now, where we're sitting in our inventory, we need all types. And we will put your donation, you come in and we'll tell you what to donate based on your blood type.
And what challenges are ahead as far as blood donations go? I know we've got a busy holiday season. We're getting into the winter when things slow down a little bit here in northern Michigan as well. How are you guys preparing for that?
You know, who knew that we would be starting to say we're starting to get into the holiday season? November's right around the corner. And anytime that we have holidays, we see a decrease.
He's excited about the mission too.
He really says donate blood. We see a decrease in the number of donations during our holiday season. And we absolutely, I am terribly sorry. My husband just walked out. We need blood during, actually right now, we need blood. Let me just grab him and, okay. So we definitely need blood during this season right now. We have had unfortunate no-shows, people not coming in to donate blood, and we have appointments on the books, but they're busy, with kids going back to school. Went back to school in September, and we have seen some no-shows, so we are in need for blood donors. I am terribly sorry. This is one of those interviews.
I said he's excited about the mission as well.
He is my blood celebration person. He's saying, donate blood, please come out, please come out. Okay.
Well, in preparation for people who are wanting to come out and donate blood, what do people need to do beforehand? Do you need to eat a good breakfast, drink a lot of water, be hydrated?
Yes, definitely. Definitely eat a full meal. Full meal. I am so sorry. Let me just see if he'll take some of this. Definitely eat a full meal before you come and donate. Make sure that you have about an hour to spend from the time you walk in to the time you walk out. No more than an hour. And you know what? We have the blood drive right on the bus, so we just park there. You walk in. You do an intake, so answer some questions, and the actual donation is only less than 10 minutes. So 10 minutes, less than 10 minutes. Do you have the needle in your arm? So, yeah, super easy.
Well, Dawn, you are already ahead of the game because my next question for you was going to be how long does it take to donate blood? But you said the actual donation process is only about 10 minutes long, but you do want to keep people around, just observe, make sure everyone's okay, right?
Yes. So basically it takes about 10 minutes to do the intake where you're answering some health questions, some travel questions. And if you think that, you know what, I don't know if I can donate because I'm on certain medications, most medications are totally fine. We have a list of medications that are not okay, but the majority of people who walk in to donate blood, their medications are fine. So blood pressure, any type of, if you take aspirin, totally fine. If you think you can't donate, you likely can. So about 10 minutes to do the intake. Then you go and sit in the really comfy bed and we take the blood, which is only about, like I said, less than 10 minutes to actually draw the blood. And then the best part is you go and have juice and cookies. So you're sitting at about 10 minutes, 15 minutes post donation and enjoying some refreshments. And so it's just a great experience and you're giving back to your community in northern Michigan.
Well, Dawn, thank you so much for joining us on Unscripted tonight, along with your dog as well. He had a few things to say too.
I am so sorry.
No, you're good. We love dogs on Unscripted. Well, have a great night, Dawn. Thank you so much for joining us here.
Okay.
Well, that leads us into our question of the day, which is how often do you typically donate blood? Do you donate several times a year, once a year? Have you not done it in a while, but you have in the past? Or do you never? We'll go over some of those results coming up. And it's been very dry across the area recently, leading to some drought conditions. It's also the best time of year to work on your gardens ahead of the spring. Meteorologist Ethan Foreman spoke to gardeners on what to do to protect your plants during some drought conditions.
Drought conditions can wear on your plants and trees, but Terry Bertrand of Barker Creek Nursery in Williamsburg says it can be manageable and timing plays a part.
If we go through droughts, what happens is a lot of trees just quit growing. They take all that delicate new growth and they harden off. The buds are already produced for next season, so they're ready to go. They just fall asleep. They might be a little stressed out, but they're in good shape, to get through the winter and get into spring.
The latest drought monitor shows expansion in areas near and south of M55 where moderate and even severe drought conditions exist. Thankfully, there is some rain on the way this weekend, but it likely won't be anywhere near enough to make the drought conditions go away anytime soon.
But the roots are much deeper than what the water goes down. So when we're in a drought situation, it's good to take a hose and put on top of the root ball and then water for 45 to 50 minutes at a slight trickle. And that way the water saturates down to the deepest roots.
And even with dry conditions, this is a good time of year to get some things done.
Some things do a little bit better when transplanting in the fall, like peonies, your hostas, your iris. So that would be a fair game this time of year. So, but as far as if you can get a shovel in the ground and you can avoid getting air pockets when you're planting, you can plant until the frost is pretty heavy in the soil.
Along with less rain, the growing season was a challenge for a different reason. Coy says that there is something else, though, that have made keeping gardens protected this year even more challenging.
This year's been a terrible year for funguses. It's affected fruit trees, fruit bushes. In some cases, it's even caused plants to defoliate early. So what we want to do is we want to preemptively watch for those, to tackle those funguses early in the spring.
In Kalkaska County, Ethan Foreman, UpNorthLive News.
Now, a cold, damp spring like the one we had this past spring, followed by warm and dry summer conditions, is the prime weather conditions for fungi to appear in gardens. Experts suggest composting, keeping mineralization, and use fungicide treatments 3 to 4 times in the spring. Well, the Cadillac Commons is getting a fresh new look. City leaders say the changes will connect the space better with the people who use it. The Commons is a public space that connects downtown to Lake Cadillac. The plan is to make upgrades to the area that make it more usable year-round. The improvements are part of a broader vision to support community events, encourage tourism, and create a more accessible experience for residents and visitors.
We received a couple $100,000 to help us with acquiring various pieces of furniture, tables and chairs for the market at Cadillac Commons, additional resources to help us with painting bike lanes, wayfinding signage, and some other amenities that'll really make the area pop and shine better than ever.
The city is also adding 2 pavilions. Officials hope to have the upgrades in place by next summer. Well, before we head into our first commercial break, again, you have the opportunity to vote in our question of the day. Again, that question is, how often do you typically donate blood? We already have a few comments on Facebook. Patrick saying, for all 4 years of high school, I donated every single time the blood drive van came through. And for those of you joining us online, that QR code will be on your screen in just a moment. You're watching Up North Live Unscripted.
I'm Jada Johnson from Big Boys TV, and the Fish and Game Report is sponsored by Johnson's Propane.
Welcome back to Up North Live Unscripted. Let's go ahead and turn things over to meteorologist Joe Charlevoix. He has our upcoming forecast. And Joe, things are going to take a bit of a turn. It looks really nice out there right now, but we can see some of those clouds are coming in and they're going to be here for a few days.
Yeah, once they arrive, they're going to kind of hang out for a while. Tomorrow, part of Saturday, Sunday. I think Monday we'll get a little sunshine.
Okay, the sun will peek back out again. So take a good long look. This could be the last time we see the sun for a few days.
Take a picture or something like that. Yeah, some clouds rolling in, and that is in Cadillac right now. So you're looking to the west over Lake Cadillac tonight, where it's 61 degrees, right overhead, some sunshine, but yeah, off in the western sky on the horizon there, a bit of cloud cover, and not far behind those clouds is rain, which we are going to see tonight. Cadillac is an area that is under a moderate drought. So this is updated on Thursdays, once a week, the drought monitor. Our southern counties, you know, you take US 10 south of there, we have a severe drought ongoing. They just have not had much rain from Midland, Bay City, Saginaw, across to areas south of Pentwater and Ludington, that area, which includes Big Rapids and Mount Pleasant. A little bit better areas north, but we now have abnormally dry conditions all the way up to Gaylord. What I'm trying to show you here is we could use some rain, especially our central and southern counties. We are clouding up. There's our satellite picture and radar. We'll head a little further west, and you see that area of rain from Madison, Wisconsin, all the way up to western Lake Superior. That's going to fold in here tonight, and it's all ahead of this warm front, which extends south of Minneapolis to near St. Louis. That front will continue to track toward northern Michigan, pushing that rain into the area, and here's how that looks. So if you have plans the next couple hours, no rain, heading out for dinner, no issues, walking the dog, things like that. But then after midnight, here comes the rain. And there, I'll stop this, 8:30 tomorrow morning, rather wet, heading into work and school tomorrow. So that's our warm front. Most of that rain will exit by the afternoon. I still think tomorrow, though, while the morning is the most likely time frame for rain, still cloudy in the afternoon with a lingering shower or two. And then Friday night, some showers, and I do think some of that will carry over perhaps into Saturday. A few showers, more hit and miss Saturday with rain Saturday night. And then low pressure is going to ride up along a front Sunday, and that's what that looks like. There's Sunday morning. I'm trying to show you here, more rain coming in, and then dry weather on Monday as we head back to work next week. All right, here's a look at how much rain tonight, just in the short term. Perhaps a 1/4 to a 1/2 inch of rain in some spots, including there around Grayling, for instance. And here is the extended forecast. A couple things to take away from this. Pretty mild to start the weekend, rather wet through Sunday, and then more showers roll in next week. Also, Wednesday, Thursday, Allie, look at those highs in the UP. Our first 40s maybe for highs, so probably the coolest weather we've had so far this fall.
Yeah, finally getting into some of those more average fall temperatures.
Yeah, so a little bit more like that compared to the warm stretch we've had recently.
All right, thank you, Joe. And again, as we head into our next commercial break, a reminder for those of you joining us online to vote in our question of the day: how often do you typically donate blood? We'll be back and checking in with Sports Director Harrison Beebe. Welcome back to Up North Live Unscripted. Let's go ahead and bring in Sports Director Harrison Beebe. He's going to be breaking down some playoff opportunities in high school football for us. Harrison.
Yeah, that's right, Allie. Playoffs still 2 weeks away, but a lot of teams that are already wrapping up their regular seasons here in the next 2 Fridays are thinking ahead to what the postseason is going to look like. And that's what we chatted about with our friend James Cook of the Traverse City Record Eagle. That's part of this week's Jimmy John's Sports Corner.
The following segment is sponsored by Jimmy John's of Traverse City.
The last time Boyne City and Charlevoix have played this late in a season was 2002. So it's got kind of that huge rivalry game feel where it's towards the end of the year, and both teams are pretty good.
Yeah, Charlevoix 7-0, Boyne 5-2, as you alluded to, both very good records, and Boyne's 2 losses are to 2 very good teams as well. Boyne's looking for playoff positioning, and pretty much everybody this week that we're going to talk about is playing for playoff positioning. Charlevoix is right now 3rd in playoff points in all of Division 7. So a win over Boyne, which is a bigger division than them, would be even bigger.
A sneaky fun matchup. Frankfort doing what Frankfort does, win football games and kind of go under the radar at 5-2. Going East Jordan, the last few years, this has been kind of one of the fun games in that division.
Both in Division 8. Frankfort's ranked 16th right now in the playoff points in Division 8, so they're kind of looking to get up more into that top half to get themselves a home game, maybe 2, depending on how things shake out. East Jordan right now is at 25th, so they'd be going on the road. But if they can get a win here, they could move up a decent amount. A pretty important game, I think, for both of these teams.
And shifting back up to Division 6, Kingsley visiting Kalkaska. This game has an old school vibe to it.
Kalkaska is kind of right on the edge. They're ranked number 30th right now in playoff points in Division 6, so they're 32 get in. So right now they're kind of on the cusp. Win here would be huge for them. Kingsley's sitting at 12, but looking at better seeding, trying to get multiple home games.
And Allie, obviously you're circling Friday night because you'll be making the trek down to Thurlby Field to check out Traverse City Central. Right. And it's worth noting, Allie, Central won last week at home. They're looking to win again this week. The real win they want, it will be next week for the Patriot game against rival TC West, but you get to see how they play the game before that.
All right, we're looking forward to it. Thank you, Harrison, for that preview. We're going to go ahead and go into our last commercial break. When we come back, we're going to go over the results of our question of the day.
Salon services are furnished by Epiphany Advanced Academy in East Acme.
Welcome back to Up North Live Unscripted. Let's take one last look at our question of the day. How often do you typically donate blood? So out of 85 votes, we have several times a year at 20%, once a year at 5%, Haven't done it in a while, but have before at 18%, and never at 58%. And I'm going to go ahead and read another comment here from Sandy saying once or twice yearly, so probably falling within that 5% there. Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight on Up North Live Unscripted. We'll see you back tonight for Up North Live News at 11.